Hello everybody, it's Claire back with another art journal video. This one's going to be a flip through of my most recently completed 6-inch uniquely creative journal from Natalie May Scrapbooking. I love these white journals. I think these are my favourites. The paper in them, I think, is it £400? It's a lovely, almost like a cardstock, but it's got a lovely smooth surface. As I have said before, I tend to work with one product in a journal. So these journals that are from Natalie May Scrapbooking, I generally tend to use most of Nat's stuff in here. As you can see, it's not taken me long to fill this one. I think there was a video up of this on my reels on Instagram. I decided not to put any words on the cover because I just love that. I think it speaks for itself. I love it how it is. So these faces, I quite often, they're a collage paper from Nat. I often like to cut out the images around them and just use the face and then add my own hair onto them. And journaling is a very important part for me of my pages, but it takes many different forms. It doesn't always mean me pouring out the contents of my mind, which would take forever. Not because there's a lot going on, but there's a lot of rubbish in there. But yeah, this was a very monochromatic page, but I think just adding these little pops of neon pink. So this is stoked paint from Dina Wakley, painted onto card and then cut out and stuck on. It just makes this page kind of pop. And then it looks here like I've gone through with archival ink on a blending tool through a stencil just to go over the writing a bit. I really like how that page came together. Again, another Natalie collage paper. Here you can see I've actually used a square and I've extended it out onto my page and then taken inspiration from these little shapes that are on there to add those around the rest of the page with some washi at the bottom. Again, more Natalie May Scrapbooking faces. So more recently, after they released these journals, Nat and Kasha changed the larger collage papers into smaller images that would work really nicely in this smaller journal. And so I used 3 of those. And again, you can see I just cut the faces out and played with giving them crazy hair. I think this umbrella was a stencil that Nat released a while ago. I was having a bit of a play with, then writing over the top. Yeah, there are so many ways of using these. Now, this was a journal page that I created with my art journal lovers. And I had this idea of having a flip out heart. Might have been better if it flipped out that way. But I did it that way. And then, of course, it looked like a bottom or bosoms. So yeah, now I can't unsee that, but anyway, there we go. Again, one of the collage papers from Nat, and I generally use Dina Wakley's paints. I love the bold colours on this, and I think on a journal page like this where I've got a bold collage paper, this bit doesn't need to be too complicated. I am playing at the moment with trying to practice a different font style in my writing. Not necessarily one I'm copying, just one I'm doing myself, because it's nice to mix it up a bit. And like I've said many a time, the way we get better is by practicing and having a go, and of course having those times where it doesn't go right and accepting that and going, oh, okay, that's all right, it wasn't quite what I wanted, but it's fine. Again, another lovely face with these beautiful colours in, which is where the colour choices, the inspiration for those have come from the collage paper. Some Nat stencils as well. This is also how my art journaling takes a form sometimes. So sometimes it's by writing onto the background, sometimes it's using a bit of Asemic writing in there, or writing like this, and sometimes it's a bold quote that will say enough. I had, was there a black, yes, I think there was a black and white one where it had got these lovely flowers, and I decided I would have a go No, I think I did this page first. Yes, I did. So I stuck the collage paper around the edge and then brought the colour in and left the centre fairly calm so that I could add my quote in there. That then meant that when I added this onto this side, I'd got the back of the flower, so decided I would go in with black and white and create a monochrome page in that sense. Lots of stenciling. You can see here I've used the lines coming off the edge just to help frame. And that is definitely true for me. In more sense than one. I don't like running. This was a page I did with one of my new stamps that I've released with Natalie May scrapbooking. There's a couple of face stamps, one face on and one a side view. And then these as well. This is also a little stamp set that I released with Natalie, and I did this on a YouTube live, so you can find that over on my YouTube channel. These little girls that have got kind of seasonal things in their hair. Embrace this season of life, for it is just that, a season. Yeah, time passes so fast. Using collage papers for fun headdresses, why not? Bold and colourful. So again, I've cut the faces out and then I've added the headdresses on after. Just playing with the collage image and keeping it simple. A little bit of masking. So that's with one of the stamps, that stencils that I designed for Nat. This is one of my favourite pages. I love this. I love the colours on the background. Picking up rainbow colours on a big brush. And then again, there's that Semitic writing. So I don't know what that says anymore, but I did at the time when I wrote it. Love these collage papers, aren't they fabulous? This is the most recent release. And again here, this is another way that journaling takes place in my art journals. So I've got writing on the background, then I've done lines over the top of it, then I've written onto the lines, and then I've added some words over the top. So you can see there's a lot going on, but there were lots of ways that I was getting my thoughts out of my head and onto my page. Lovely mandala page. Again, this is the side view of the face stamp that I designed with Nat, and I used at Retreat in Australia. Yeah, it's a lovely one to use because it's got no hair on the stamp, so you can add on whatever you want to. One of Nat's new collage papers. So here I was just playing with lots of colours behind and then pulling these images forward and pushing those colours back. Again, there's some Semitic writing. This was an Art Journal Lovers Live. So this is another collage paper by Nat, and you can see I've added what they're called, stickles on here, right from Ranger. Just really kind of brought that page alive. I love those lovely colours together. Somebody introduced me to glossy accents when I was in Australia. I have never used those before. I've heard people talk about them, but I love that. It gives you that kind of dimension to your page. So I've been having a play with that. That's both here and on this page here. Yeah, lots of fun. Oh, look, I've actually managed to leave some white space. That's a small miracle. Again here, this is the background with lots of colour, and then bringing that white over the top just helps to kind of push it away. Nat's new scribbled flowers. Stamps, aren't they pretty? That's my new alphabet stamp set as well. I really like this page. So this is going up on my channel as a video as well. And then, of course, there's another one of the face stamps with some bold rainbow hair. And these are the circle stamps that Nat released. These, I feel, are going to be a staple of lots of your art journaling kits. These are brilliant, these stamps, because not only can you use them together, but you can also use them like that. and you've got that image that you can print onto the edge of your page as like a semicircle. So that is my completed Natalie May scrapbooking journal. This gives you the evidence, one of the reasons why I never decorate my covers before I've finished, because I'm quite messy. I'm always dipping things in paint. But also this is like a little ritual that I like to do. It's like my way of saying, okay, this journal contains part of me, and I'm finishing that off. So thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video and the talk through of what is going on here. Let me just give you a quick look at those stamps that I talked about. So that's one of the faces, that's the other one, and then that's the stamp set, the alphabet stamp set, and then these are the little seasonal girls. So there's two sets, Be Fierce and Be Brave. Yeah, so lots of fun. You can get all of those from Nat's website, nataliemay.com.au. You can find those there. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.